There's no way I'm in charge.
Tommy?
Scary whenever Tommy's in charge.
What do you say when we go live, Tommy?
Hi, and welcome to Let's Chat.
What are we going to chat about?
We're going to chat about The Walking Dead.
Oh, wonderful. Last episode, just last night, that was titled Twice as Far, Tommy? Is that what we're going to talk about?
Sure, that's it. We'll talk about that
Should have been titled Opposite Day. I'm telling you, these people are getting crazy.
Okay.
Wait, for anything you said, I have to say, Eugene is the man.
He rocked this episode. Oh, yeah. And he's left the hair game, yo, and he's going ponytail now. He looked all GQ, didn't he?
I seen that, and I was like, oh, dear Lord.
Now, does anyone know why I got excited when they were in the... Now the pantry appears to be in a garage. It always has been. We've never seen the door come up before. Does anybody know why I got excited when they were showing the pantry shelves?
I'm saying because of
all the canned goods they got?
Yes, they were canning jars. Remember, normally it's like metal cans with the label missing and they've written chestnuts. Somebody is canning now in Alexandria. I was like, yes, they had pint-and-a-half jars, half pints. I was totally feeling that one.
No, wait.
They got all that vegetables. You know, that was the bounty that they got from last episode.
Yeah, from the hilltop, the month's worth of food in 3 baskets.
Well, that's what I was getting ready to say. Are we sure this wasn't coming from the hilltop?
Well, they were more fresh vegetables, though, weren't they? Remember, they just had a couple of those farming basket totes that you carry, and Michonne said it's about a month's worth of food. So maybe they did it from there.
Hope so.
And then we got just kind of a normal overview. We got Sasha up on the wall. Eugene's taking over duty. We just sort of had normalcy of the place running normally. How they're guarding the wall now. They're watching the gate. And then we got poor Carol on the porch, and she's still working the rosary.
That woman got some religion, and she didn't need it.
Right, exactly.
No. You know, her smoking that cigarette and working them beads at the same time is just kind of hit me the wrong way.
But you can do that. That's just me. But it's because people have addictions and they're imperfect. You know what I mean? So, yeah, but it was, you know, that's the one thing she's held on from there. You know what I mean? And then she's just rocking away. And then Tobin kisses her like he's off to work. I was like, oh, my God, this is a normal community. They just went through such trauma, and the place is, you know, functioning normal.
So you know the two of them hooked up, and they were on Relationshipville, and, you know, and they did that eloquently, you know, not showing any old people's skin.
Thank you. And and clearly maybe they're living together, and it just had a really nice feel. Then we got Morgan finishing a real nice cell, complete with cinder blocks, right? Now, this is what I didn't quite get. Rick comes by, right? He's not even looking for Carl for a change. And he goes, why? And did Morgan say it'll give you more choices next time, or it'll give us more choices next time? Did y'all catch that?
I think he said us. It'll give us more choices next time.
That'll make sense, because that would be it, you know? But it was, yeah. And then Rosita getting dressed, and they pan away, and Spencer's laying in the bed. I was like, ew. Yeah. She's the man in that relationship.
That was just weird.
Yeah. And later on, Denise nails it, you know, that she doesn't think she's ever been alone, because Rosita is such a beautiful girl, you know, that she could have just relied on her looks through everything, and I thought she cannot be alone. Rosita has to be with a man, you know?
Well, yeah, that's what she hinted about when Denise asked her, who taught you this? And just one person in a long line of people. You know, and that she was hinting about her relationships.
Yep.
Yeah, and right now she's just being angry and defiant.
Yes.
You know, that's her.
Yeah, so and that gets me, because I have had single girlfriends over my life after a divorce. Basically, their husband and maybe one other person in college they slept with. But during that separation, it's why men look for them in bars, right? I'm like, you've slept with 7 people this year. This is not independence. You know what I mean? This is more like slutdom. This is not, to think that you're going to do it the same as a man, because a man has sex with his body. A woman has sex with everything, her mind, everything. It's completely different. And I hate to watch my friends do that, but it's like a part of the grief of divorce. And I'm thinking, Lord, if Vern ever dumps me after 35 years, first, he can't afford it. He'll be homeless and broke. I won't. But I think, don't let me go through the slutdom period. You know what I mean? Because I'll feel bad for him, while I'm sitting in my cozy home and eating out at lobster dinners. Then we see my Daryl, my boy Daryl, because I got little Daryl with me. Got my bobblehead. Right? Is he not the coolest thing?
He can't handle a stick.
Oh, I could teach
you. Oh my God, that was horrible.
That was brilliant scene. And Denise, yada, 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 that girl will talk till your ears bleed, right? Is this the first time we learned she's a twin?
I don't know.
I think so. She hinted before that Daryl reminded her of somebody close to her, and I thought it was a boyfriend.
Right.
But it's her brother, so I think it is the first time that we're learning that she's a twin.
Okay, that makes sense. We got Daryl sitting out there playing with that little carving. I did not remember the guy's name as Dwight or D, who was with the girl who was the diabetic, who was an idiot and, got bit by 2 walkers encased in glass. I did not remember his name. So when he was playing with the carving, I got it. He's looking at his motorcycle. Then Carol surprises me when she comes by, and she says, "Oh, I didn't even notice you got it back." That's how out of it she was after leaving Negan's lair, right? When they went to the place with the big satellite dish.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they both sit there and have a cigarette. She gives him one, right? And I liked how she said the burnt forest people took it, right? And when she said to him, "You saved them, right?" And he said, "Yeah." She goes, "Well, that's sorry, but that's who you are." And he says, "No, I should have killed him." And Daryl's cat, but he didn't have a chance. Well, he could have. He could have just run off, right, and dumped the insulin cooler.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, to me, it's not who he is. And this episode helped me kind of get over how they went in and they slayed the people at the satellite dish place just based on what the Hilltop people told them. Very little, no reconnaissance, no intel, just believing people they just met, this is what happens when you leave one alive, right? You meet Dwight on the railroad tracks.
I don't know, it was kind of odd the way they wrote it, because it seems like he was losing it a little bit, like the rest of them.
Yep.
Well, it's opposite day. All their personalities are doing a flip-flop.
Nailed it. Hey, Jason.
That's the only thing that I can say, because, okay, Dwight's the burn side of his face, for what he did, taking those 2 girls, and, because the girl in the last episode had a pinky missing because she took the gas.
Yes.
So there's some kind of payment for your basic sins,
right.
against Negan. So I really think that the burn on his face was retaliation from Negan. But he's in charge again. He's in charge of a group.
Yeah.
So, he's back in favor.
How about when Daryl asked Carol, "Hey, back there, what'd they do to you and Maggie?" And Carol says to us, "They didn't do anything." Like, to Carol, the group didn't deserve what she and Maggie did because they didn't get it as bad. That was really weird. To us, they didn't do anything. I thought that was pretty wild.
Yes.
I liked when Spencer asked Rosita, what are we doing? When he asked her if she wanted to meet up for dinner. And she says, yeah, okay, we'll do dinner, whatever. I mean, he's like chasing her. Because there's not that many single
like
guys there for her to, to bang, to go through her slutdom period. What'd you think, Jace?
I think Rosita's just using him as a rebound.
Yep.
So it's just someone just to be with because later Denise talks about her being alone.
Right.
Well, here's
You look all. Go
here's
ahead,
an
Tom.
piece of tidbit. He mentioned beef jerky stroganoff. That's a throw off to the comics.
Oh.
Because apparently they hooked up in the comics or something. That was one of the things that they had was beef jerky stroganoff or something.
Hey, tell those deer to go away.
I know. And Vern's outside. Oh, geez. Okay, let me get up. This is ridiculous. Let me turn it off. Vern's on the porch. There's like 9 of them now.
Dang. Got some dinner tonight?
Yeah, we need to eat mouses.
Mm.
Yeah. But anyway.
I really didn't care for this episode. Especially, I loved Denise. I loved her from Nurse Jackie. And I was so excited when she came on. And here you got a person from Alexandria that's one of the original Alexandrians that they actually did a storyline for that's not crazy, that had a useful purpose that they really could have built into a character, and they kill her. I was sick of her.
I will honestly say she was a substitute. She was not destined to die right there.
Yeah. That's supposed to be Eric.
All I could think of is maybe she's got a contract to do something else. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
I was sick. I was totally sick.
She's supposed to die there.
Yeah, I know.
Which really sucks. I kind of would have liked to see Abraham die instead of Denise.
But Abraham and Goofball Mullet Man, what's his name?
Eugene.
I don't know why I can't remember. That's my brother's middle name. Anyhow, Eugene and Abraham have such a bantering amazingness back and forth that you really got to stop and think, what are they really saying? Because they're so off the wall. I love it. And they can't kill Abraham off.
Okay. Now, I'm going to skip here for just a second. When they were inside the shop and they were sitting there fighting over the lead zombie.
Yeah, Metalhead.
Yeah.
I honestly, when they started arguing over the dibs and everything, and Abraham killed him, the walker, I literally wished, pardon the language the way it's going to be said, I wished Eugene had bitch slapped him. Not hit him. I didn't want him to hit him. I wanted him to slap him.
That's not in him yet.
No. And say, dibs is dibs.
Yeah, kind of like the claim. Like the claim.
Yes, like claim. Dibs. I done called dibs is dibs. And Eugene was going to get ate by this guy. When he aims at him with the machete, knowing he has a melted lead, I'm assuming that's a lead smelter or something, right? And it goes boing, and he's still not managing. And I'm thinking you have a lot, if he was able to use both hands and then pull up a knife like Carol or Maggie would have done, right? Because he was just, the machete was too long for that. I did think it was funny. Dibs is dibs.
I licked it. It's mine.
Yes. I like when Denise heard, what was it, Daryl and Rosita, right? And was telling him how she saw an apothecary, and it's not far, but she wants to go to help. She knows how to use a machete. And Rosita goes, listen, I ain't babysitting her by myself. So I'm not sure who was going to anywhere. Like Rosita was going on a run by herself, and Daryl ended up going when they got in the truck, and he's, if you can't find them, grind them. That's how I roll in a shift,
I think it was just Daryl that was going to go out because he was just going to take his bike or something like that. That's why he was fiddling with it, I think.
Okay,
they were the only two that weren't. Go ahead, Tommy. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
All right, they were the only two that weren't actually on any kind of duty That's why Denise recruited her. Rosita was there to train Denise in some kind of combat and said they were going to meet somewhere. And then she said, I got something else I'd like to do. And then, Rosita was like, I ain't going out there. Don't take the doctor outside the gates. People, how many doctors have we almost lost? The important people of the community stay behind the wall.
Yes.
Anyhow, I think she was going to go whether they were going to go with her or not.
And that was really scary. And Jason, you nailed it. What did you say about that?
Or that Daryl was fixing his bike because he was just going to go out there and maybe take Rosita on the back of the bike as well.
Maybe. Right, maybe. And that would make sense why 3 was a tough one,
Yeah.
So, and then I love when they come up on the rotted tree on the road and it's got walkers in it. They're making sure it wasn't an ambush. And they leave Denise in the truck, stay here. And when Rosita opened the door to tell Denise it was all clear, I almost jumped out of my skin. It was such a loud noise. And then when they get to the railroad tracks, right, and Rosita goes, it's shorter this way. And Daryl goes, I ain't walking on no tracks, because I thought of Terminus,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what he was thinking too. But there's more cover in the woods, and Daryl is a tracker, and he knows he's more comfortable in enclosed situations with trees and bushes and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing I thought of. He's thinking of Terminus.
Yes, bad flashback. And then I got worried when she went off on her own that way, already having walkers under the rotted tree. But he's like, you want to go ahead. But she could handle it. And then he's stuck with Denise.
Yeah, I think Rosita as well said that's twice as far, which is the name of the episode. So,
that's right.
Yeah.
Jason, you're so clever. You're so young, cute, and everything, and you're so bright. That nails it, because Rosita ended up waiting like, finally, you're here, when Denise and Daryl got that. I didn't put that together. Now, I was very confused when I saw Eugene and Abe walking in the rain, basically in an alley between big buildings. I was like, where the heck are they? But I immediately noticed the hairdo changed, even the top.
Yeah.
And they were...
Well, he was in the first scene.
Yeah, but I didn't notice.
2 of them were in the opening scenes where they were walking past, and his hair was pulled back then. Walking past that awesome walker with the got his cheek.
Yes. I just didn't notice it.
I thought that was awesome.
But we didn't get him to, see him leave, the compound together and go out the gate. So I was like, where the heck are they, because everybody's on patrol, right? And then they had some fun...
That's the scene I'm talking about.
Okay, I'm talking... Yeah,
that was the scene I'm talking about. It was... You saw them... Okay, go ahead. We're all on the same page. Walking Dead. Episode 14.
So to me, the first time I saw them was walking between those buildings in the rain. So at first I'm wondering, is that in Alexandria and they're doing a patrol? And I realized, no, they're somewhere else. But I like the banter they had. I can't get everything that Eugene says and Abe sometimes, but it was like, changing up the hair game. Abe's like, you're changing up the hair game, you're doing patrols, what's up, And then Eugene goes on about, I've changed, adapted, I've become a survivor. I love the way, like you said earlier, Moms, that they have this communication between them that is completely unique to their characters. And Abraham says, yeah, keep telling yourself that. That was before, he hit Metalhead like an idiot on the molten lead hardened on his skull. Go ahead, Jace.
Do you ever notice that they didn't really get rain on them, even though it's raining around them?
Yeah, Abe's hair was perfect. The hairspray was unfazed. No, they were not wet at all.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, how do you not do it?
That's why they get paid the big bucks.
Yep. Now, you know what I thought was interesting? I was expecting a sign that said apothecary. This is how, from the country Denise was, because the name of the store was Edison, and it scared me when they got there, the Daryl and Denise and Rosita, it had all those bloody handprints on it and some walkers still laying in the parking lot. That freaked me out a little bit. I was like, this door hasn't even been shimmied open.
Yeah. But the
And
pretty fresh stuff there, if it's
Yeah.
still locked.
Yes. Yeah, it hadn't been raided. And I love how Eugene picks a lock, and there's 3 different kind of locks, and he's telling him what kind of lock it is, and Abe just wants to kill him. And Abe goes, "You need to spill the Pintos on what we're doing here." I love that one.
Now here's the thing: are they gonna try to manufacture the bullets there?
Yes.
Wouldn't it make more sense to try to try some way to get the equipment back to Alexandria?
But what Eugene said was, when he said
know how
spill
heavy
the
that
Pintos.
smoldering iron was?
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. I know, but they can always use like a bulldozer or something like that. I know it'd be loud, but it would be better than trying to
bulldozer down that alleyway. Yeah.
Yeah. But Eugene said exactly. See, Jason's with it, Tommy. He said, we're gonna manufacture bullets here," and that was the greatest line ever, Tommy. What was it about full cartridges or the what?
Or the new coin.
Yes, or the new coin. Yes. Yeah, coin. The new coin, like Carl. Did you enjoy the dibs that he called "I got dibs" on that walker coming, and Abraham's like, "Yeah, go ahead," and then zing, right, it makes a big noise. Dibs is dibs. I mean, tell me Eugene wasn't going to get killed if Abraham didn't step in.
Oh, he definitely was probably going to die, but dibs is dibs.
What'd you think, Jason?
Yeah. That's fun. Did you notice when he said like strike 1, strike 2?
Yes, yeah, that was the part. Yes, and I couldn't remember that, but there was something there that made me funny. And Eugene's mad. Dispatching walkers is in my skill set. Him and his skill set. And Abe goes, Abraham says, hostiles, living and unliving. Living is my skill set. Now, like Moms was saying, the banter between them is really clever. You know what I mean?
When you're talking about Eugene, you do not think about killing actual walkers or humans with him. You think about him sitting around playing an Xbox.
Yes.
That's the skill set.
And I don't think Fuzz was here at the beginning, Fuzz Fortgate. He said one thing he liked the opening of the show was the cannon jars in the garage. It's about time. And that's what I said at the beginning of this, Fuzz. I was so excited that somebody has finally started canning. Since, they lose every truck full of canned goods from 3 years ago. I was all excited by those.
Yeah, yes, Watson Lake.
Yeah. How about when Eugene looked at Abraham and said, "You have outlived your usefulness to me"? I felt like he kicked him between the legs. That just hurt my heart. It really did.
Absolutely.
Remember that? Okay, you too. Because that was the whole premise, was I'm going to save the world. That kept Abraham from killing himself after his wife and kids are gone. And it was crushingly cruel of Eugene.
I think that was kind of Eugene's way of getting back at him for the slap that he took at the truck.
Punch, you mean like?
Yeah, he'd like to have killed him.
Yes. Oh, but man, Eugene had that beat down coming, right?
Of course he did. But I think that was Eugene's way of getting back at him for it.
Now, I did like when Abraham left and says, "My services are no longer required. Find your own way back, a-hole." I did like that Abe did that, because he flat escorted him out there. And if there would have been 4 or 5 walkers in that place, Eugene wouldn't have been able to handle it without Abraham, even though he's got a big skill set now.
Yeah.
Were y'all surprised when our threesome with Denise entered the pharmacy and Denise starts gagging?
Nope. She's not used to it.
It's rotted.
She's never been outside them walls.
Yeah.
It's like a virgin out there, and first time, oh my God, I can't handle it. I can't believe they killed her.
She didn't even fight the walkers then. She was inside the hospital saving Carl.
I think that place would be much more rotted because it's just like full like water underneath there. At least on Talking Dead, they're talking about when they walked in there, it just felt like the playground type of
flooring.
Yeah, flying.
Okay, and that makes sense. It didn't, because I'm like, they just walked in, like, because you know everything's going to smell musky, no air conditioning, being closed up, but it was just a gift shop, you know? And then Denise is like wandering around too much. And when Daryl opened that little countertop garage door and it was a pristine pharmacy, was that freaking beautiful?
Like,
yes, I heard music. Yeah, I was like, lights. Ta-da!
And that gets me weird because, not a lot of people's going to know what an apothecary is.
Right.
So, with the name just as it was, nobody actually knew what the store was.
Right. And then there was the pharmacy sign inside, right?
Yeah.
And then Denise is such a cornball. She goes, just pull some of the bottles out, put them on the counter, and I'll find the ones I want. Daryl goes, we're taking it all. Right? It's like, yeah, we're not going to do any sorting here. We come in, get what we want, and head out, right?
So back to opposite day, there's Sasha and Daryl grabbing pills where they should have been the ones out and let Denise in the pharmacy.
No, because
this episode just irritated me all the way through.
Good point, Mom. Go ahead, Tommy.
And then Denise going and finding that walker.
No, I honestly think if Denise was in there, it would have took way too much time. She would have been in there, going through each bottle. No, I don't think we need this.
She would have been chatting too.
Okay.
Oh, this reminds
me. When they showed the counter and she's looking down at the pictures of that kid, I really felt like that was her family.
Yes.
I just got. In fact, I texted that to Mouse. I bet that's her family.
Yeah.
But I think it was just setting us up for the next scene.
Yep. And then they hear a noise, and Daryl goes, sounds like it's trapped. And Denise walks off to investigate, opening a door, not knowing how to, or not practicing clearing a room. And that playpen was gut-wrenching. And then that walker was alive that was on the floor, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and she never stuck it. She never put it out its misery. That was
the jaw was missing, wasn't it? It was like rotted off.
And it had a cast on its leg.
Yeah.
So it was a survivor.
Was just, like, skinny. It was just bones.
And then did you see like the bloody utility sink and that really upset her and it had a baby shoe in it or something?
Yeah.
Well, I guess we know where the baby went.
In the meat grinder?
Yeah.
Oh, the walker ate it?
That's
Tommy?
I think...
ate it or killed it. The mother ate it.
Right.
I think...
Like the hamster. Go, Jason.
Yeah.
For there to be the hush, 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 hush.
Moms. Go, Jason, go.
Sorry.
Hey, Jason, when you get your minute, you gotta go.
Yeah. Did you remember that part about when...
Because I'm going to jump it, buddy.
Mom! I'm going to kill you! Mom's so bad. Go ahead, Jason, for real. I'll hold her back with my light. I got her pinned down. Go, boy, go.
Rosita was talking about her babysitting her, and then they go in there to see the baby crib and all that. Baby shoe. Kind of release of her not being a baby.
Right. Oh, and I forgot the part where Daryl said, when Denise gagged, I get the feeling we're going to see what you ate for breakfast. And Denise goes, well, it was oatmeal. Too much information, Denise. She's like, yada, 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 yada. I'm like, shut up.
Now,
oh, God.
Weird part of that to me.
Okay.
Baby zombie, all that sort of stuff. But she was in there long enough to get her keychain with her name on it.
No, with Dennis's, her twin brothers. I thought it was her keychain, too. With her name, it was Dennis, because her parents named him Dennis. He was, 6 minutes? He was born 6 minutes ahead of her? Yeah, so I thought the same thing, because Daryl had that key ring when he was burying her. You know? Okay, Moms, what you got?
Okay, can I throw my 2 cents in now?
Hey,
I'm sorry for interrupting you. Okay.
Now, look, Jason got you that time.
Let me tell you. Okay, for that walker, the walker that Denise found, there was a hush, 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 hush written all over the wall. So that is the mother probably of that baby. She killed the baby and then just killed herself, and she became the walker. So that's what's going on in that little room there. And Denise couldn't handle that.
Maybe she was already bitten and then just hid out in that one place. That's why the whole bunch of handprints on that, because they hear the baby crying, something like that.
Yes, you are so smart, because those were like hundreds of bloody handprint. You nailed it, and the mom probably just freaked out at the thought of them eating her little baby, which is pretty gross to think about. I like it.
That's what I think.
Good point, Jason. That was good.
He's our deep one with you, Moms, and he abandoned us last week. We were just floundering in here. Moms had to carry the whole load.
I was struggling last week.
You did great last week, but he's your sidekick when you let him talk.
Yeah.
He's so cute. Somebody else say, Mom says, "Go ahead, Jason." Then he just smiles at us. And then, okay, when he doesn't go, one of us goes. Then he starts trying to go, and we're like, "Well, you had a window. Okay, we waited. There was a pause. We're filling air, man." I feel better now.
Okay, Tommy, what were you going to say?
Tommy who? Tommy here?
There's a Tommy here? No, I think after she killed her baby, she went nuts. That's the reason she kept writing hush on the wall.
Right. Well, no, she wanted the baby to hush because the walkers were at the door.
I honestly believe those were wrote after the baby, after she killed the baby.
In the baby blood, probably.
Because she was so grieved over killing the baby that it just drove her nuts, and she just kept writing hush because she wanted the baby to be quiet while the walkers were beating on the door.
Right.
Maybe she was like Lizzie.
Oh, yes.
You had to look at the pretty flowers.
Yes, look at the flowers. And then how about the next scene is Denise sitting out. Yeah, Denise sitting outside crying, just sitting out, walkers laying dead in the parking lot, not paying attention to nothing, because nobody was watching their six. Nobody was watching outside that door they went in. So I was expecting at any minute, Negan's crew to swing up in there, because there didn't appear to be a back door out of there, and normally they check for 2 ways in. So like you said, Moms, it was opposite, and then that's when she talked about her older brother Dennis. There was nothing he was scared of. He was brave. He was angry, right, which was a dangerous combo. And when Daryl said, "Sounds like we had the same brother," I thought, yes, another Merle reference, because I loved me some Merle. Yep.
I mean, how many people chop off their hand in the apocalypse and throw on a big old blade on it and use it for a walker-killing weapon?
Oh. Well, let's see. I'll look, Fuzzfork. I'll look at your video and figure out what's rooting up in your property for sure. So then when they're leaving, right, and they got their knapsacks full, and Daryl goes, they're ready to go straight, right? And Daryl goes, well, this way's faster, right? Then he takes the railroad tracks that were Rosita. But I like how she didn't push it, because clearly she knew he was traumatized by railroad tracks. That kind of quiet understanding they have,
Well, it's odd that he went back through there. I mean, when you look at it in retrospect, he hadn't walked that way.
Exactly.
All bad things would have happened.
Yeah.
Exactly. But it could have happened.
Yeah.
Go,
Jason.
Jason.
It could have happened in the middle of the forest as well, or the woods.
Yep. And it could have happened on the way where Denise got iced, right? Because she would have seen the cars on the side. And that was another part, like Mom said, different. Instead of Denise in the middle with Rosita pulling up the rear on the tracks, Denise is in the back, and then she wanders off to look in a car at a live walker, and she sees the cooler. And then she yells at him, "Hey, guys, might be something in it." Daryl goes, "No, it ain't worth the trouble." And Denise, without telling him, "I'm going to open the door and do it myself," opens the door, the walker comes out with the cooler, and it's so funny when it was so awesome, right? And then she kills it, and then she vomits, so there we have oatmeal, right?
Well,
and then
she had to pull the moment.
She immediately throws up, right? And then she opens it and pulls out what she called pop, remember? And one orange crush. And Daryl goes, see what happened? She goes, oh, it was worth it. And he goes, just for drinks? She goes, no, just this one. And it's the Orange Crush for Tara that she had originally sent Daryl looking for in the sorghum episode. And she goes, hot damn, when she said hot damn. She was so excited.
Yeah.
Then Denise gives some weird speech. You want to live, you got to take chances. You know, and that, it was weird.
You're good people.
I kind of like it.
You got a arrow through the eyeball.
Yeah. Wait. And then she was still talking after she got...
shot in the eye.
Yeah. All right, wait. Let's go back to where she got pulled that cooler out and that zombie or walker came back.
Yep.
She said she's trained for that. She's not trained for the stitches and stuff. Where'd she get her training? What was she before? You know, oh, she was a psychologist.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, because she couldn't do the medical stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, because
who trained her?
I don't think that's what she said. Yeah, I've trained myself for because she actually learned how to do stitches and everything in medical school, even though she became a shrink. But she said, yeah, that was one of the interesting conversations. Like, she wanted Rosita there because she's alone, probably for the first time in her life, because Denise is not a pretty girl and she was chubby. Rosita was pretty and sexy, so she knows she never had much alone time. Then Daryl almost reminded of her brother because she almost felt safe with him, right? But yeah, it was all interesting. This is, you know, where they've trained in, not her. Like she said, it has training in medicine, stitches, not this what she said, not figuring it out as she goes along like they do, which they just kind of improvise surviving. So that's when she said, I have training in medicines, stitches, not figuring it out as I go along. And Rosita and Daryl looked at a car with a walker and went, we ain't got to deal with it, right? Denise can't. She has to figure it out. She can't figure it out as she goes along.
Yeah, but she Eugene that moment when she killed the walker.
Yeah.
Daryl was going to kill it, and she goes, no, I got it.
When was that, Tommy?
When she killed the walker in the car.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and Daryl and Rosita came running over, right?
Yeah, she Eugened it. You know, she called dibs.
Yes, and I love when the walker was on top of her and she rolled over on it, I was like, oh, she's going to beat that walker down.
Yep.
Go ahead, Jason.
I think that once she did that to one on the side, instead of doing like where Rosita was talking about you holding it wrong, and that's why she missed with the machete or something like that.
Yes. Yep.
But I think she just wanted it to get some experience.
Yes.
So she could go out there more.
And she took a bad risk pulling a cooler with the guy's hand on it. You know the walker's coming with it, but she don't know what she was doing. Oh, and then we got, boom, the arrow. Love the scene. Greatest freaking scene ever. Back of the skull, through the eye. And then it turns out to be Daryl's bow. And Dwight goes, I love it. It kicks like a bleep. But it was Daryl's freaking bow that they stole from him that kills their doctor. Which, like Mom said, she should have never left the wall. A doctor's too important.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
well, that's back to, you know, how many people do we need to kill? You know, you're taking Morgan's philosophy, you're leaving people live.
Yes.
How many people are they going to kill because you let them live?
Yes.
Yeah, as soon as I saw that arrow, I knew that was Daryl.
Oh.
Wow. And then in the comics, that guy was the only one who used a bow and arrow. The only one instead of Daryl, you know? Then I love how Dwight, what did he say? Well, hell, when he sees Daryl, right? And then they got Eugene, right? Because Abe left him. And, of course, just what we talked about, having to make bullets there outside the walls leaves them vulnerable. But what did he have, 8, 10 men with him? And Eugene's on his knees looking terrified, right? And then
like
when Eugene rats... Yes! Big eyes. Then when Eugene goes, you need to worry about our companion. hiding behind the barrels. He's a real a-hole. I was like, oh my gosh, because he saw Abe back there.
Yeah, like
And
I was
then,
thinking, like, you dumb A.
yes, like when Carol was saying Maggie's pregnant and all that, and Dwight's telling him, you're going to take us to your hideout. We're going to walk in. We're going to take all your stuff, right? Then we got walkers, but when Eugene bites the crotch of Dwight like a pit bull and will not let go,
which was
I was like,
awesome.
Yeah.
oh, mind blowing. And then that's when I realized he wasn't just selling Abe out, he was looking for their moment. And when he told Abe that, Abe told him, you did good, buddy, you know?
He honestly took one for the team.
Oh, yes. And
Yeah.
he held on that the whole time, and I love it. Dwight's now missing an ear and his manly parts, you know?
He has
I
two
did,
stars now.
yes, I did not realize till they started pushing on his wound, Rosita did, that Eugene was shot. And then once they got him back to the infirmary, where now we have no doctor, the bullet just grazed him. But I didn't realize he even was that badly hurt. And then when they have to drag Eugene off and they have to walk by and leave Denise, with the arrow out the eye, that was a really sad scene.
Did you know about? Did you watch the Talking Dead part wherein Eugene was the prankster? He filled up all his pockets with little stones.
No!
When they're picking them up, they're just that much heavier.
No! I didn't understand what he said when he was on the couch.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Or on the couch, or Rosita kind of said actually.
Okay, that makes sense, because I couldn't understand him. And I was like, what you put in your pockets? It's like, good Lord almighty. Because they had to film that for a couple days, he said. And I loved when Abe went in the infirmary to check on his buddy, right? And then he goes, I wasn't being an a-hole. I was looking for a moment. Abe went, you found it, you found it. That moment of him saying that and then biting Dwight's crotch let Abe, right, Rosita, and Daryl take out all the other ones. When Dwight yelled, fall back like a coward, retreat against R3, I was like, oh, heck to the yeah.
I think Daryl and his crossbow are reunited.
Yes, and his motorcycle, babe. His motorcycle, too.
He's all together in the motorcycle, yeah.
Yep.
He's got the package now.
Oh,
well,
yeah, my boy.
He always
looking
had that,
fine.
but
Yes. And then, what was it Eugene said on the sofa, the Talking Dead, Jason? I love this. He goes, I finally got something. He said, Daryl always has the hair hanging in his face, right? Because it makes him look sexy, but he doesn't miss anything he aims at. I got no hair in my face, and I miss the guy's complete head, right?
Yeah.
They got their whole rest of the body. I got a lot to learn. Now, was there any significance to when Daryl and Carol, how that rhymes, were burying evidently Denise? Evidently, they went back to the railroad tracks and got her, right? Because they didn't drag any other body home that we saw. And we have Daryl with the dentist's green keychain, right? And then he has a mini bottle like Jim Beam. Did Denise say anything about her brother liking Jim Beam or anything? Because I've never seen Daryl hitting a little mini bottle.
No, but
that's
the first thing that Sasha found.
Or Rosita.
In the
Sasha said I found these.
No, that was in the walker that was under the tree.
Yeah.
That was Rosita.
Yeah.
She found a little bottle of liquor.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry,
Thank you,
Sasha.
You did. God, moms. Trying to pull
I'm
them together.
Sorry. They're interchanged. I'm sorry.
I can't ever remember Heath's name. You have to. Remember, I'm like Corey. I'm the guy, the black guy with braids. I hate referring to his race, but I don't ever get to it.
The guy with the hair game.
Yes, and now this was a whole weird conversation with Carol, okay? You were right. I knew it when you said it, right? In the letter that she wrote to Tobin, right? We all need to live, but others want it too. There's going to be others who come, and I can no longer fight for people that I love. That just really moved me, I'd like to kill for you, but I can't and I won't. That letter almost made me cry when and she said when Rick, kicked me out, exiled me, I shouldn't have come back. And that almost killed me, because without her, the Wolverines would have taken over Alexandria.
Yeah.
Tommy, have you got a heart monitor on or a fan going?
No.
Ain't me.
It sounds like somebody's got a heart monitor on.
Yeah, I can hear it too. Oh, it's Jason.
Jason?
I think my computer's fan. I don't know.
It's Jason's computer fan.
It's Jason's fan kicked on. Okay.
Yeah.
And when she said, I can't love anyone because I can't kill for them anymore. Don't come after me. I thought Daryl's going after her.
Yeah.
Buzz said it in the external. When Daryl took off on that motorcycle, he's going to get his mama. You know?
I think it's more of a sister.
Yeah, brother and sister type of bond.
Yeah, like a close in age, or, cousin, whatever. But, Fuzz had to leave. His chat keeps stalling.
Oh.
He said Eugene went Jaws on Dwight.
And then,
Oh,
that was crazy.
Say it again, Tommy, what you said?
When Abraham went and talked to Sasha, and she's like, okay, come in. I'm like, what?
All that effort, just...
Oh, yeah. What did she say to him? He's looking at her. She came out her door. Did she say, I'm sorry? Yeah, she said, I'm sorry, I heard what happened. Did he say any words?
Yeah, he talked to her for a few minutes.
No, he was just standing there staring at her door.
Right.
And then they both talked after she came out from the porch or something like that. Or came from the door onto the porch.
Because I wanted to tell her Rosita didn't die, Denise did. Why all of a sudden? Because she crushed Eugene's heart. Remember when she got on when she stuck him with, she broke Abe's heart when he said, see you tomorrow, when they do their round. She said, no, I've taken another shift, you'll be with Eugene. Remember? Kind of dumped him, and now all of a sudden, come on in and lay your head on my bosom. You know?
Well, a man knows.
Yeah, that's right. A man knows. I forgot that. Yeah. What gives you that idea? A man just knows. And you could tell he was convicted. And then all from that happening and him going through all that with the RPG, with the army guy hanging off the bridge, that's what saved him from Negan's gang. But Carol made the good point, right? So we're assuming Dwight's with Negan's crew. And like you said, Moms, he clearly got burned and his ear chopped off for leaving with the diabetic girl and the other girl. And that was his punishment. But look how many of them there were, And I think, go ahead.
In the comic book, he got his face burnt for having an affair with his ex-wife, who was now Negan's wife, one of Negan's wives.
But yeah, they got punishment like in the Old Testament, an eye for an eye. We just got to see their, we need to see their punishment book,
Who do you think he was actually aiming at whenever he said, tell you the truth, I wasn't even aiming at her?
That's what was so weird. It had to be Daryl. Go ahead, Tommy.
You got to take out the strongest one.
Yeah, because they would want to keep Rosita. Oh, and I love when he said, what's your name? It's Rosita, right? With all the Latino flavor and you're going to be sorry you know my name.
Rosalita.
Yeah, oh God, who had the rolling L? It's Tommy.
Tommy.
Hey, leave my wandering L along. It helps me out.
Crazy wandering L.
Hey, I understand, Tommy. I understand that.
Bob's just renames people.
And as long as she is Rosalita, I know she's not with Spencer and everybody else, so I got a chance with her. So she's Rosalita.
Okay, good. She is so beautiful, isn't she?
You keep dreaming, Tommy.
Yeah. See, I have a chance to get with Daryl. You got no chance.
She was
with
gorgeous
Rosalita.
on them.
Yes. Oh yeah, she was looking fly.
Hey, she's angry and mad. You don't know what that girl's gonna do.
Oh no, you could
angry and defiant.
If looks could have killed Dwight or D, yeah, you call me Dwight, people call me D, right? And when she went, I thought you are gonna remember Rosita, buddy, 'cause that little Latina thing, it's gonna come down. I guess mano y mano with Daryl, but Rosalita wants a piece of him. That was good, Jason.
Yeah.
I would really like to see her be the one that kills him. Because
Yes.
there's going to be a big fight. Probably the season finale. I really want to see her kill him.
Hey, that's 90 minutes, by the way.
Yes.
Next Sunday, Moms?
90 minutes.
The finale is 90 minutes.
Oh. Do we have an episode when y'all are here? No, it's after the finale. Okay, good.
No,
it'd be impossible.
Yeah, that's the first of the Fear the Walking Dead.
Oh, because that would be impossible for us. Can you imagine us in the same room trying to watch an episode of The Walking Dead?
Oh, that'd be horrible. We'd all be like, "Did you see that? No, no."
We'd be having to try and smother our mouths with pillows.
We should do like a live chat, have a reaction video type of thing while watching The Walking Dead.
Oh God, like the People's Couch. We could be the zombies couch. That would be good, Jason. Yeah, because when Denise took it and she kept talking, I was like this. It was just such a close-up shot, and she's so peaches and cream and so cute, but she kept talking after it went through her head, because she had things to tell him. You're both so smart and strong, but...
You gotta wake up.
Yes.
I couldn't catch the last one.
And I woke Roy up yelling,
Moms!
No! Not her!
Poor Roy. Jason,
no,
I
was telling them when you went to check the your alarm. Here's one of the original Alexandrians that actually had a purpose, that they really formed this character, and they take her out.
Oh, and I love her character. Where's Tara? And now we got to find Tara somebody else. I mean, the pickings are slim, and Tara's... So in next episode, they're going to have to tell Tara. And remember how hard it is for her to love somebody? Because she keeps losing them?
Yeah, she lost one out of the prison room, didn't she?
Yeah, well, wasn't she with a girlfriend at first? With a dad who was sick and in bed and had the food truck right outside the door?
No, I think that was more or less her sister or something like that. And then she met somebody with the prison group that she liked.
At the next group.
Okay.
It was one of the governors off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
At that camp.
So this is going to be hard for... Jason, you have the best connection tonight that you have ever had. We can see him clearly. His words aren't garbled. Have you got a new internet or router or something?
Not really. I think so. Well, lately my internet hasn't been good when trying to watch videos on my phone, so I don't know how it's better.
It's better, though. We'll just take it like we can get it. That'll be good. Okay, it's time. Go, Moms!
You ought to be in films, Jason. Films, Jason.
You ought to be in pictures. You ought to be in pictures. I'm going to kill you.
Weird.
What? Did you say gird? Gird?
I said y'all were weird.
You are so weird, Tommy. You're where weird originates. You're like where the weird fungus keeps populating into the air and spreading across the world. You got a freaking nerve. You're like a pulsating mass of weird.
You're the one that's wandering out. Hell.
Yeah!
A fungus.
A fungus. Yes, spores pulsating, spreading into the atmosphere. Y'all are so stupid. Okay, take us off.
Hey, we're still live.
No, we're going off the air now. We have to go off the air now.
All right, bye, y'all.
Wait, Jason's actually trying to say something. Go, Jason.
At least Tommy didn't name this one Redneck Zone again.
Oh!
I'll explain that in a minute.
Okay, yeah, the Redneck Zone, Walking Dead. Okay, I got a potty. I'll be back.
Okay, bye, everybody.
Nice.
Night.